PK52, the Saturday morning meeting. Well, I'm hitting on all cylinders this morning. I got up about 5 o'clock this morning, knocked out a video for you guys, and I thought, man, it's a pretty good video, and trying to free up a little memory space, I deleted the whole video, so here we go again. So, you know, here's what's going on in the world of Toyota today. I'm out driving around, and we got some announcements coming out. We got hybrid Corolla coming out. We got 2020 Corolla coming out. Hybrid RAV4 coming out. We got some really cool stuff coming out that the customers are going to demand to have. You know, if you have a Voodoo Blue something on the lot, it doesn't last very long. So there's some really cool stuff going on, and now Supra's about to drop. And man, I got to tell you, everybody wants to tell me how upset they are that we've used a BMW engine. And I'm going like, well, what if the BMW engine was the best fit for that chassis and for that car of everything's out there right now based upon technology? None of us really know what happened and why we decided to go that route, but it's not the first time we've done it. And it's not the first time other manufacturers have done it. I started selling Toyotas when we had a little sporty Celica. That's kind of the go-to little sports car, great little car, under $3,000. If you have one of those now that doesn't have rust on it, it's worth more than $3,000 now, isn't it? And so we had the Celica GTS. That had a Yamaha engine in it. That was kind of our first endeavor into lift. It was VVTL. So with oil pressure, as it spooled up, the engine would lift and would provide more power. Well, Taurus over at Ford had their SHO. That was a Yamaha engine. So Lotus came out and they had a little niche to the market. Man, I got a Lotus, man, it's a Lotus. No, it wasn't. It was a Lotus body with a Celica GTS engine in it. So if you look at the history of the car company, there's been some interesting shares and crossovers. You know, we started the hybrid industry, and you know, how many companies have we shared our technology with? So you know, don't think that we made a mistake on the Supra. You know, there was a video that I sent out to you guys on Facebook the other day and Twitter. There's a young man that did a full presentation of the technology of the engine of the BMW that's going in the Supra. It was probably the best, everybody can understand it, breakdown of an engine that I've ever seen in my life. So you could dig back through my Facebook account and you could find that. It was phenomenal. I would save that to my phone. And if a customer comes in and says, you know, I'm really looking at this Supra, but the only problem I have is, you know, why did you guys go with the BMW engine? I promise you, before they finish that conversation, I would send them that video of that engine breakdown because it was unbelievable. So, you know, there's other stuff we've talked about out there. We've got the best four-wheel drive vehicles out there for the money. I mean, you certainly can spend a lot more money on a four-wheel drive vehicle and get some upgraded luxury, but if you're getting a four-wheel drive Toyota, there's none out there better than that. As soon as somebody buys a Tundra or Tacoma, they immediately go to an aftermarket shop and spend $10,000 on non-Toyota equipment to put on this Toyota vehicle. I don't see any difference between that and adding other technology to our build. So it's an interesting deal as you go along through this. So we're going to be okay. The Supra's going to be phenomenal. I mean, I'll repeat it again. The first one went for $2.1 million, and it's a $57,000 car. We're going to be fine with the Supra. And we got MR2. KC don't talk about that coming out. Co-opting that with Subaru. So we've got some stuff coming in the pipe that's going to be very exciting for this car company. Car company's talking about putting a Rover, Toyota branded Rover, on the moon. I don't know what that's going to cost, but let's do it. Can you imagine getting one of those satellites to zoom in with a telescope and have the Toyota Rover ride around on the moon? That's our next year's Supra commercial. Let's do that. Our Super Bowl, excuse me, I said Supra. Super Bowl commercial. That's right. I mean, let's break away right now, KC, to the moon, where Toyota Rover is now driving at the Tranquility Base. Let's do it. What a car company. We're not even a car company anymore, gang. We're a mobility company. This thing is evolving as we watch. This whole company is changing as we watch. Be proud of the decisions that the company are making. Embrace them and bring a positive spin. It's funny how the world, not just us, but the world is really rallying around hate. You know, if you could find something to hate, boy, you could draw a crowd. Maybe the people in the crowd would never hang around with each other. They have nothing in common. But if there's one thing I could be angry with or hate, man, I can draw a crowd. Well, you know what? That's not what we are. You know, we are people that show product and make dreams. People want a 4Runner all their life. You're the person that sold it to them. So the positive spin wins over the negative spin at all times. So let's be positive. So that's a good segue. I was at Toyota of Annapolis this week. It's a Kuhn store in Maryland. It's in Central Atlantic Toyota region. And never been there before. I knew the managers. I knew quite a few of the salespeople, you know, from my tenure in the business. And I was super excited to go there. Annapolis is kind of an interesting little community. You know, you've got Annapolis there, and then the city is kind of on the water. It's cool. It's cool. So I got there real early this morning. I started walking their used car inventory, and I'll be honest with you, never seen a used car inventory that amazing. I mean, the cars look like brand new cars. I find out later through the management that every car that goes through recon, if it's going to be a certified car, they paint the fender wells and they go the extra mile on these cars, and you could tell it. So I got to meet the recon manager while I was at the dealership, and I apologize right now. I really apologize. I did not write his name down, and I should be calling him by name right now. So if he's watching this, man, I'm super sorry. He had some family business he had to take care of that day. He came in to get everything started, and he had to leave. I really wanted to put him on video. I really wanted him to look into the camera and tell you guys what his ideology was and why these cars look so fantastic. And I didn't get a chance to do that because he was away from the store. I do plan to take some of my personal time this year and somehow get back over there. He's not going to want to sit down and go on camera. There's no way. But I want him to talk to you guys about why they spend that extra money on the cars. You know, why they spend that extra money. And if I'm selling a car there and the customer goes, man, you're really that's more money than I want to spend, I'm going to go, please try to go find another 2016 Camry that looks anything like this car. This is like one of a kind. That's why it's worth the money. I did have a conversation with the general manager a couple of weeks ago, and he said, Casey, you know, I'm really thinking about getting out of the certified business. You know, if you want out of the certified business, that's completely your choice. It's your dealership. But I wanted to find out why, so I said, well, can you tell me what your thoughts are? And I shut up, and he started talking. So across the street, I've got CarMax. Down the street, I've got Carvana. There's independents all around me. And he finished talking, and I thought, okay, and your cars are priced so much higher than them that you believe you're losing revenue. He said, yes. I said, we will never be able to sell a Toyota at the price somebody can sell it out of their driveway. There's an independent dealership down there. We're never going to be able to sell at their price point. Our CarMax. Because once we take a car, whether it's even certified or a pre-owned Toyota, and we give it to a certified Toyota technician that works at your dealership, they're not going to pass on things. They're going to make sure that car is a Toyota of whatever your dealership name is, front-ready car. But down at the independent used car dealership, the brakes are a little edgy. I mean, the car still stops. It really does need a brake job, but it'll go a few more months. They pass. They sell the car with the brakes being sketchy like that. The tires don't match. The tread level is really down to the point where the performance of the car is starting to be erased a little bit because of the tire pattern. So the tires really need to be replaced. They don't replace the tires. So when we're selling a car for $1,000 more than everybody else in our market, it's because we've spent that money in our shop. And the customer that buys from somebody's driveway or buys from an independent, they're going to end up spending money on their credit card in the first 3 to 6 months doing the things on the car that should have been done before they bought the car, but they don't remember that in their mind. They remember, oh man, I got a car $1,000 less than what Toyota was trying to charge, even though I spent $1,500 on my credit card in the first 6 months. We got to have that conversation with the customer. Be proud of the pricing of your cars and tell them why we price the cars to that price point. Your dealership has value. So I'm going to pick one dealership. I can pick more than one. So if I leave you guys out right now, don't be mad at me. But this last year I went to Frontier Toyota. And I sat down with the service director, and the service director was a powerful guy, okay? He had the ability to look at everybody and go, no. He goes, if I run a car through my shop, and it's going to be a certified Toyota, and it's 3 years old, and the battery tests green, you and I both know within the first 6 months that battery is going to fail. That battery is going to have issues because the battery is 3 years old. He goes, so we are going to replace the battery. So I'm going to tell you these numbers probably shouldn't. I know their recon cost is about $1,800 a car. As far as I know, over the past few years, as an average, that's the highest I've heard from any store. It's super high. But the salespeople sell the certified cars according to what the service director posts up that they do to the car. So when their cars are more expensive than everybody else, they justify the expense. And it's weird because there's a bunch of great dealerships around them, and everybody's adopted that philosophy, and all of the inventories around that dealership are all premium inventories. They're not worried about selling against somebody's independent dealership down the road because that dealership can't produce an end result vehicle like they can produce. So that's the coolest thing out there. I guess it all goes to this. Toyota's an amazing car company. Supra's going to be okay. The new hybrid RAV4 is going to, it's barnstorming America. The new Corolla, and I'll be honest with you, it's just a Corolla, but my gosh, what a vehicle. Ford's out of the car business, GM's out of the car business, Chrysler's out of the car business. Man, it is time to have the biggest year ever. Be positive every single day. There's a reason why your cars are priced higher than everybody else. There's a reason why Toyota new cars sell at a premium. Please have a couple of voodoo blue 4Runners on your lot and see how long they last. That is the most weird color I've ever seen, but man, doesn't the public love that color. Be positive, sell yourself. There's so much information on the internet. If that customer's not coming into your dealership for a few days, and you know that your price point on the vehicle you're going to sell them is at the upper level in your market, send a video out. I'm going to end this up with back to product knowledge training. Customers don't want a 7-position walk around anymore. They may let you do the whole walk around, but in their mind they're going like, wow, is this ever going to end? There are reasons why they buy the car. Always begin a product presentation by, on the vehicle you're going to get next, what are the things that you have to have on the vehicle? And let them say, well, you know, it's got to be a safe vehicle. I want performance out of this. And then you can start your presentation with the greatest 2 words ever. You said. And then pick your top 5. What are your top 5 on an XSE Camry? Because if you like the 5 things you're going to show, and you've practiced those 5 things, then your presentation is going to be better. It's going to be at that next level. Your energy level is going to be better. Your eye contact is going to be better. Your body language is going to be better because you believe in what you're saying. So make sure that you pick 5 things on everything we sell, and I really believe that you ought to go practice them outside, put them on video, and send that little top 5 to the customer before they ever come to the dealership. Do the majority of your work before they come in. Make sure the reason they're coming to the dealership is to meet and spend time with you. The bigger you make it, the bigger it is. I can't wait to see what happens as we get into the spring selling season of 2019. Sell them all. PK52, the Saturday morning meeting. Second try on this Saturday. Sorry I deleted the first one.